Joonhee.
Yeah, right.
Joonhee. Yeah.
Right.
Great to meet you.
Right. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and we made a short video walking here, but we've been talking now for about an hour or so, and I've been really, I found it really interesting to hear about your perspective about exchange between Australia and Korea. Your experience as an exchange student, tertiary exchange student. I didn't fully appreciate how that worked back then, but you went to Tasmania and someone from Tasmania came to Korea.
Right.
So that's quite almost well organised, that the play, not necessarily the hole you left is filled by someone else, but maybe it was random, and it just happened to be that they were from Tasmania and you were from Tasmania.
Right.
But that's how. Have you actually spoken to the person who was your exchange?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you stay in contact? Do you stay in contact with the person who came to Korea?
Yes.
Yeah.
I found him on the Facebook.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. What has been the broadly speaking, what's been the longer term impact of your exchange in Australia, like in terms of benefit for you personally?
Well, I learned how to understand other people from other culture.
Yeah.
Then, well, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is I could make a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Other side of Australia.
Yeah.
I mean the Singaporean, Malaysian,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that's the very important thing as a human.
Sure.
Right.
You know, even just you saying that now, I think through it, and it shows me it's quite a subtle nuance. But for example, a lot of exchange policy that's done by institutions is about having like cultural nights, and so they have experiences where you can go along to like for example in Sydney there's a place called the Korean Cultural Office, which does a good job, and you can go there and see a Korean film or learn Korean writing or how to cook Korean cooking, or they might do a thing where they dress you up in a Korean hanbok or something.
Right.
So it's like a taste. It's like a taster, but it's also insufficient to fully get that experience, right?
Right.
And I think
because they are sort of the surface.
Right, that's exactly right. And so, that's what I wanted to sort of touch on, because you spoke about your experience going to Canada as a student, and how you questioned why was the experience in Canada as a English, what was ESL student?
Yeah.
How come that was how was that so distinct from the time in Australia and Canada? Yeah, where you were much more embedded, much more part of the things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the ESL student in Canada.
Yeah.
That time I couldn't get into the real Canadian society.
Right.
Because we had to stick together as an ESL student.
Yeah.
As a foreigner.
Sure.
And then, as an exchange student, I was into the real course of Australian real society.
Yeah.
As a student,
Yeah.
I had to compete with other normal Australian students.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Okay. So sure. I think that's it there. That is the ESL. Yeah. You're almost apart from the Canadians.
Right.
Because the bar had been set much lower for you. Right. But as an Australian, there was no concession almost.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. And that's really important. Another thing that comes to mind is I was reflecting on how universities often have a program where they they offer the opportunity to exchange for a student. For example, people who do their MBA can do a one semester or one subject for example, in China, it's popular to go to China and do one at an exchange university. And so, how talking to you has influenced my thinking is the universities lean on that for their marketing. They say we've got really strong relationships with whatever university it is in China, and that's probably the case. And so the students, what the students actually get out of it is not really the proposition. It's actually the institutional strategic connection.
Right.
And I wonder whether on a national level, Australia and Korea, often if we've worried more about what benefit has been achieved but country to country rather than person to person. And yesterday in fact, the night before last, a friend of mine told me about the distinction between Ujong and Chinsun.
Right.
And I think that the trick for the institution is to focus on the merit of Chinsun, the friendship between themselves, organisation to organisation, but to deliver on the value of Ujong, person to person.
Right.
Not to lose one for the sake of the other. And if I hadn't have explored the word friendship through Korean language,
right,
I don't think I would have understood that fidelity. So that's been very helpful. But it's great to see you. This is the second part of our little conversation. I mean, this is completely informal, and it's I'm exploring the friendship that we have between Australia and Korea on today's 6th of February. So thanks for opening this great friendship, which I hope will last for a long time.
Great pleasure as well.
Good to see you, man. Yeah.